Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the finest alarm watch you can buy, and that's coming from a Jaeger-LeCoultre Memovox Die Hard. Launched in 2010 at Baselworld, this is the Glashutte Original Senatory Diary, 42mm in pink gold. The watch is easy to wear on my 16cm circumference wrist because of the shape of the lugs. They are short, stubby, and tightly downturned. Though they span 49mm, the watch feels far more compact. Despite the automatic winding and the substantial complication, the watch only measures 14.3mm thick with a little bit of a slope to its conical and double-stepped bezel, so this watch will fit underneath most shirt sleeves and virtually all jackets. The spacing between the lugs 21mm, but you're going to find that this is a timepiece that is probably best left on its factory strap rather than shod with an aftermarket piece. Now when you get close, you can see that the factory strap is rather dramatically contoured, not just to the sweep of the case from side to side, but also to the tumble home of the lugs, and it's a very substantial black rectangular scale alligator leather. I suggest sticking with it. Its quality is immense. You can see it's a contrasting stitch. It has a calfskin underlay, and this is a brand new Glashutte Original factory strap, so you'll have the right to choose your aperture and sizing. The clasp is incredibly massive and complex. First, note the different levels of finish. You have both polish and satin. There's beveling, there's a twin trigger system with spring load internally so that this one cannot pop open by accident. You must press both triggers, and then you get inside it and you see how much gold was used. And there's a third finish inside, which is sandblasting. There is a lot of metal here, and you'll even note that there are ceramic spring-loaded pin snaps to maintain the tight tolerances of the clasp over time. This is way more than necessary. The Germans over-engineering and overthinking this one, but delightfully so. I love those kind of extras. The case band itself is relatively simple. The lugs are stepped out, so they break with the case sweep, and I actually like that, so the watch doesn't look too chunky. It breaks up the massive metal. There's a horizontal satin finish. As you can see, there is a zero reset trigger for the seconds hand. It uses a flyback-like mechanism internally. There is a winding and setting crown for the alarm system, both the day and the hour and the on-off function. There is an on-off toggle down at 8 o'clock. There is an aperture at 6 o'clock that lets you know what hour of the day, from basically midnight to midday and all the way back around. So any of the 24 hours of the day you can actually set for the alarm. And then there is a panorama datum or double-digit date. There's a trigger up here at 2 o'clock that jumps the panorama datum, and then there is a crown down at 4 o'clock that allows you to wind and set the watch. So let's talk a little bit about how this watch works and how it sounds. First, let's talk about how it sounds. Let me re-zero on 5 exactly. Okay, so now you get a good sense of the watch's ring, tone, sustain, and volume. All of them are excellent. It's a bright, loud, ringing, suspended gong rather than simply whacking the case back internally or the corner of the watch case internally. So this is a very resonant and bright sound. It's also a 31-day calendar. You can see how there's a calendar with a polished chaptering. That allows you to set the alarm for any day up to 31 days in advance. So for example, May 15th, which is what I have set right here. So on the 15th at 5 o'clock, which is what's indicated on the watch will sound its alarm. Now you can see I can also turn the alarm off. There's an alarm off, and then there is a day where I'm now able to change the day of the calendar for which the alarm is set. I press the toggle one more time, and now I set the hour. And you can see down at 6 o'clock, I'm able to set the hour in either direction to quickly find the hour of the day that I wish to strike the alarm. And you can see 14, 15, 16. This is a 24-hour format, so it is a full 1 month advanced calendar setting system. Now the watch is beautifully made, as you can see. The dial is a silver opaline that's a lovely matte finish. There are all applique pink gold indices for the hours, and they are loomed. There will be a loom shot. There's a lovely polished chaptering for the sub-register showing the calendar, and then there's a double step to the aperture that surrounds the date with lovely counterweighted Geo logo, needle seconds, and at center Dauphine style hands in yellow gold. You might ask, because a lot of folks have, Why can't I feel movement of the date changer? It's like a Ferrari F40 brake pedal. There's no tangible travel or movement. You just have to press on it and it works fine. That's my advice to you if you have this watch and you're wondering why that switch doesn't move. Now you turn it all over and you can see a wonderful Glashutte Original. Manufacturer, caliber. Let's get a little bit closer here. This, launched with the watch in 2010, is the caliber 113. Now, twin mainspring barrels, as you can see, for a very even torque release from max to min. Let's see if we can show those. There they are. 55-hour power reserve, 28.8 beat rate. An incredible 86 joules. This is a very complicated movement and adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer. Note the 3/4 style bridge architecture, the double spiral reduction wheel, hand finished for the winding system, and the black polished screws as well as swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism. Beautifully made as well as beautifully engineered. You can see this timepiece, which I consider strongly to be the ultimate alarm watch available, and make it yours on the watch box. Oh, and guess what? 50 meters water resistant, solidly more than the dress watch standard of 20 to 30. This watch has got it all. Back with the Glashutte Original Senatory Diary. 24 hours a day, you can set the alarm. 24 hours a day, you can see the time.